It's a beautiful day here in Burnsville, Minnesota, and time for the Burnsville Fire Muster Parade right along 130th here in Burnsville. Our perch right out in front of Gideon Pond Elementary. You can see the crowd forming, getting ready for what could be another just great edition of the Burnsville Fire Muster here in 2013. I'm Jim Skelly along with Amy Burrell, and we're going to be talking away here as the parade goes along, Amy, and it looks like we've had a chance to look through the entries here as they come along the pathway, about 80-some entries, and it'll be a good representation of Burnsville. I mean, quite a few exciting entries in a parade.
Very good representation of different businesses and organizations in Burnsville and throughout the South Metro.
Guess we should right from the start say I'm kind of I don't know if I want to call it a has-been, but I did serve as the city's communications coordinator for a number of years. But Amy, you're still very active in the Burnsville community in a role as the executive director of the Burnsville Convention and Visitors Bureau, which is when you go away from Burnsville, you realize all the positive things that go on in the city, and that certainly is one of the things that sets Burnsville apart as a destination here in the South Metro area. We
really are fortunate in our community, Burnsville. We have a very strong retail community. We have 9 hotels, over 100 restaurants, so it's a great job for me to be able to market and promote Burnsville as a visitor destination.
Yeah, and it is. It seems like Burnsville is just booming when it comes to that. As far as that advantage, I guess, that Burnsville might have, and I think those that you look around the South Metro area in the Lakeville's, Apple Valleys, Egan's, Burnsville certainly stands right up there as a great place to come and stay and kind of venture out into the Twin Cities area. We'll kind of have a view down 130th here, and our very first entry is the Burnsville VFW Post 5833, and they are presenting the colors, and that's always a great way to start out the parade. Just kind of, I mean, if there are things that you think about when you think about the United States, certainly a community parade is one of those things that's right at the top of the list, and you see the different family members saluting the colors as they come by here today. You can tell the temperatures are beautiful. It's about 80 degrees. A slight, little humid, but I think the weather's been pretty good for the fire muster.
They've had some great weather this past week. Events.
You can see right behind the VFW post the Burnsville City Council coming right down the pathway there. And it's really no surprise that you can see right at the corner of the screen, Mayor Elizabeth Couts in a yellow convertible. That's been her campaign color and kind of her color from the very beginning back in 1994 when she was first elected as mayor. Still very energetic promoter of Burnsville.
She is very passionate about Burnsville, and her car today is owned and being driven by Mr. Ed Delmaro, a longtime Burnsville resident and a big community supporter.
Bill Coughlin, council member in the red vehicle, following up. And there's Burnsville's newest council member, Suzanne Wen, kind of in the classic look there.
The classic look, I like that.
You can hear the applause and waves from fans as the council comes by. You know, Burnsville council members do serve 4 years. All of them do. Even the mayor, at one point, the mayor's term was a 2-year term. Elizabeth Couts was elected in 1994. Dan Keeley, who we see there with the tie, tossing out some candy, the old Corvette. He was elected in 2006, still going strong. Bill Coughlin was elected in a special election. That was due to the passing of Councilmember Charlie Creighton, the longtime council member for Burnsville. 5-member council, and they serve the community at large, and they really, I mean, you know, Amy, because you go to these meetings, they really put in a lot of time.
They put in a lot of time and effort and are very engaged in our community at all aspects.
Here's a sponsor of the parade and the fire muster, Coordinated Business Systems, and they've really been a long-time sponsor of the Burnsville Fire Muster, past 8 years. I think we probably know them best from their commercials that we hear on radio. But their headquarters right off 35W and Burnsville Parkway, kind of by the Perkins. That's
by the Perkins, yep. And on October 9th, they're having an event, Power of 30 Fall Technology Show, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at their headquarters, just off of Burnsville Parkway and 35W. They're also celebrating their 30th anniversary. And our big chamber members, very involved in the Chamber of Commerce.
That's been one of the success stories of Burnsville, is the businesses that start here, grow here, and succeed here, and coordinated business systems certainly fits that bill. Speaking of businesses, I think our next entrant is the Burnsville Business Person of the Year. You can tell Coordinated Business Systems has brought it all out here today. They've got their vans, their trucks, the candy is flying.
Young and old out throwing candy and walking along with the group.
They did mention that they started here with 3 employees and now they have over 80, and this might have been like their company event. I mean, they've really brought out the support for the parade.
They certainly have. Here next is our Business Person of the Year for Burnsville, Mr. Mark Meyer. Mark began his career at Force America. He was there for about 13 years. He is in a red convertible with his beautiful bride, Diane, and his car is being driven by a very good friend and also a longtime fellow coworker at Force America, Sue Hager.
And you can tell that Mark Meyer in his beautiful red convertible kind of blended right into the John Klein entrant. And actually the congressman is here today at the Burnsville Fire Muster Parade, walking along the route. He's got the patriotic music loudly playing. Of course, U.S. Congressman Klein serves Minnesota's 2nd District, and they have really got his office right here in Burnsville and has really incorporated into the community as well. Following right up, it's the Burnsville High School first robotics team. This is an interesting new activity for high school students, is the robotics team. And First Robotics is one of the fastest growing activities in the entire state. And Burnsville is one of the top teams. So that's really just a great activity for students. It looks like they have to raise $30,000 annually to fund the manufacture of their robots and just trips to competitions. And I don't know if you've ever been to a robotics competition, but it is.
I saw this robotics group at the home show earlier this year, and it was pretty impressive, the talent that these youth have, these young men and women.
I'm just biting my tongue on saying something about where this could go, because you look out here and there's 25 to 30 young high school students out here. You just get the feeling it's going to grow. Coming up next, we've got the Burnsville High School Blaze Band, and they are going to play a song, so why don't we just listen in? Well, hopefully all Burnsville High School graduates are on their feet singing along with that one. You can tell the Marching Blaze have really come out in number here this afternoon. Burnsville High School overall has a very strong music program, both on the band and choir side, and the arts have been an important part of Burnsville for as long as there's been a Burnsville High School.
We have the award-winning Burnsville Blazette team following the band. They are 10-time state champions, and they currently placed 3rd place in 2013. The Blazettes were the Bravettes, but they changed their team name when the Burnsville High School changed their name and mascot.
Well, the Blazettes, they're a power, there's no doubt about it. And they know what they're up against, too, and the other great teams here, many of them south of the river. And certainly a great showing for them here today, followed right up by the Burnsville High School cheer team. It says here they're the national champions from 2013, so they certainly know their way around competitions as well. Followed right up by the Burnsville High School football team. Amy, if I could just step in here, we are actually going to be doing a Burnsville High School football game coming up. Their matchup with Edina, their teacher appreciation on September 11th. Their other home games are September 27th when they play Lakeville South. That'll be their homecoming. And then October 16th when they take on Prior Lake Senior Night. So they definitely have 3 quality opponents for their home games.
The football team's been state champs 5 times and section champions 12 times.
Alpine ski follows them right up. Quite a few Burnsville High School activities. Derek Nash, their coach. Girls team, Kristen Weber. And they are a power here with the Buck Hill ski area here in Burnsville. Their skiers get over there, do a great job, and very competitive.
Healthiest Medical Transportation. They provide 911 paramedic services to the cities of Rosemont, Eagan, Mendota Heights, Invergrove Heights, West St. Paul, and South St. Paul. They provide cutting-edge critical care services and basic life support transportation in 7 county metro areas.
ATA Martial Arts and Karate for Kids follows them up. I think we're going to see quite a few youth-oriented entrants into the parade. That's ATA Martial Arts and Karate, the largest martial arts organization in the world they're associated with. They've been in business in Burnsville for over 24 years.
Buck Hill Ski School, they offer daily lessons for beginners all the way up to private and semi-private. They're open daily for skiing. Probably their season's November through April. This year maybe May. Hopefully not again.
Let's not remember that.
Yeah, you can find more information at buckhill.com.
I think Buck Hill here at in the city of Burnsville before there was even a Burnsville. Back in the township days. So they've been they're finding new ways to use the Buck Hill property. This is one of them. Frightmares at Buck Hill. That's coming up. I've never been over there, but this makes me want to go right here.
It is very fun, scary, very scary. So you have to like a little fright. But they do an excellent job. It's their premier haunt in the state of Minnesota, Frightmares.
They're daring residents to come and check out Frightmares.
TCF Bank has 3 locations in Burnsville. They're open 7 days a week, and they have 2 convenient locations at the 2 Cub stores and then 1 next to Champs on County Road 42. TCF is a local bank established in Minnesota in 1923 with over 5,000 employees. They're very involved in the community, and they have over 110 branches in Minnesota.
The one thing I think of with TCF with Burnsville was the old TCF Bank right on Nicollet and Burnsville Parkway.
Burnsville Parkway, then now CVS.
Maybe what some people don't take into account is they invested in an additional property in the city of Burnsville, relocated a number of their functions there, and then so they did remain committed to Burnsville in that respect. Here's Studio 4 Dance, and they're a powerhouse, Amy. They know how to get it done.
They start them young at 18 months through seniors in high school. They have fall registration available online now at studio4dancers.com, and they have a new program for a boys-only dance class and team. Looks like we're going to see a routine here.
The earlier we saw the Blazettes, and we made some mention to the power of the kind of the dance community south of the river, and schools like Studio 4 Dance are certainly contributing some of that talent to these high school teams. They're still putting on their show, and right behind them is the cherry berry frozen yogurt. I don't know if the dance team's trying to get any cherry berry, but certainly those are some interesting looking cherries that are coming down the parade route. You've been over to Cherry Berry?
I have been to Cherry Berry. I like the different options. You can come up with your own mixtures, and my problem is that with the different size cups, I just don't know when to stop.
That's okay for Cherry Berry, I bet.
It is okay because it's very healthy.
They're a new Burnsville business as well. Kind of owned by a husband and wife team. And it's great to see them succeeding here in Burnsville.
Pam Myra from House is next. She's been serving our community of Burnsville and Savage. This is her second term in the Minnesota House of Representatives. She's led the Republican member on the Early Childhood and Youth Development Policy Committee and is a member of the Education, Finance, and Tax Committee. We've seen a lot of red so far. Red convertibles, red T-shirts.
The perfect color for the Burnsville Fire Muster Parade. I think Pam Myra, she's a marketing genius. She figured this out. I think in between, Amy, we may have missed it on our TV coverage, but Burnsville Foundation 191 went through the screen, and they've been a very important supporter of education in Independent School District 191. Raised actually over $37,000 and created grants for students and teachers. Foundation191.org if you'd like to check out more. And I know they have a golf tournament coming up here very quickly, and a fundraiser on October 24th at the Burnsville Performing Arts Center.
We have our Fire Muster ambassador, Bernie. Bernie is traveling in a car owned by Wally Jepson of Burnsville. The car is a 2010 Shelby Mustang convertible in Kona blue. Has 540 horsepower.
Yeah, we saw him take a little bit of a jolt there too as well. River Hills United Methodist Church, they're our next unit. This parade is moving very quickly along here. I mean, if you're hunkered down in, we're number 27 on the parade route out of 87, and at this pace, we're going to be done very quickly. But I believe we've got a contemporary band, praise band, are performing on the float here at River Hills United Methodist Church. And they are celebrating their 50th anniversary coming up in 2014. And I know there are people watching this that built their homes right by River Hills United Methodist Church and are still living there today over on River Hills Drive and Highway 13.
Cub Scout Pack 445 from Burnsville, Neal Elementary.
This is the time of the year when students start to make decisions on what type of activities they want to be involved with. If it's athletics, we saw dance schools here in the parade. Certainly the Cub Scout Pack is always looking for new members, and I think if you're interested in that, there's probably a way to find out about it through a school. This one, 445, sponsored through Neal Elementary. You can see him tossing out the candy. It's a lot of fun.
Anchor Bank is a family-owned Minnesota-based bank with 15 locations. They're dedicated to improving the quality of the community, and they serve by delivering personalized financial solutions and accessible resources for their customer.
Egan's 4th of July Fun Fest ambassadors coming over, crossing the border into Burnsville.
Co-opetition.
Egan has a great 4th of July activity, and their new royalty crowned on July 8th. We just saw Cub Foods come by. Something that they brought to my attention, which I didn't realize, is that Cub Foods is actually an acronym for Consumers United for Buying.
I did not know that until today.
That's amazing. But I remember when they constructed their new location in the heart of the city, just how well received that was in Burnsville from their former location on Highway 13, which is probably one of their earlier Cub Foods locations. They brought out the big truck here today.
And grocery carts full of candy, it looks like.
I mean, they are really tossing the candy out.
Burnsville Lions Club. They are 40-plus residents of Burnsville and Savage who raise funds for Burnsville District 191 and various other community groups. They've been around since 1966, and they're active with people of all ages and work to make Burnsville and Savage a better place to live.
And they have really been supportive over the years, the Burnsville Lions. Right following them up is the Burnsville Education Association. This is the 700-plus members who teach pre-K early childhood programs in the 10 elementary, 3 junior highs, and the Burnsville High School. And also with them is their District 191 Teacher of the Year, Stephanie Sin, who teaches at Hidden Valley Elementary, and she'll be competing for the State Teacher of the Year later this year. And that is a definite strength of the District 191 program, is their teaching staff. Just outstanding, and have been throughout the years. So they have really. It's hard to know. It's the one thing when you look at a public organization like a city or a school. The students get to experience the teachers' greatness every day, but the residents don't get to see it quite as often. But the Burnsville teaching staff has just done a great job. And it looks like they're followed right up by the Board of Education from District 191.
District 191 is the 15th largest school district in Minnesota and is the largest employer in Burnsville. The district is known for its magnet schools, district-wide chess program, theater productions, full-day kindergarten, and much more.
Burnsville just welcomed a new superintendent, Joe Gothard, on July 1st. He's the 9th superintendent in the history of the Burnsville Egan Savage 191 school district. They've really had a nice tradition of strong leadership in Burnsville as well. They've been doing some great things over at Burnsville High School as well through remodeling and just upping the facilities. Presbyterian Church of the Apostles is up next. Their mission statement is embracing the Spirit to put faith into action. The many things that Burnsville has, the faith community is definitely a vibrant and active player in the community. You can see, looking down here, 130th Street in Burnsville, it's the 34th Burnsville Fire Muster Parade. Jim Skelly, Amy Burrell, right along in front of Gideon Pond Elementary. It's kind of a great celebration of the city of Burnsville. You kind of get a little bit of everything here. I mean, where do you see a band playing, coming right down the middle of the street playing a song?
Right in Burnsville.
Coming up next, we're going to have the Burnsville Minnesota Valley Figure Skating Club. And this is really a well-run, quality organization with over 70 members, ranging in age from 5 to 18 years. They skate every day at the Burnsville Ice Center from 4:30 to 7 p.m. And that's just outstanding. I think overall the ice program in Burnsville has been a real positive for Burnsville and the Burnsville Ice Center, Gary R. Harker Rink. And I don't think that the Ice Center would be able to operate the way it does without the commitment of the Burnsville Minnesota Valley Figure Skating Club. The Atlantis Swim Academy, ASA. We are seeing a lot of different options for, this is almost a commercial. If you had a elementary age student in Burnsville, you'd be able to check out the various different organizations, Atlanta Swim Academy. Certainly one of them. They're open right next door to the Elite Gymnastics Academy, who's an upcoming entrant in this parade as well. And they specialize in quality swimming lessons, water safety for babies, toddlers, kids, and beginning swimmers of all ages. And they also have weekly open swim, adult swim. And they say the water is warm, so come on over. And you're a former swimmer, aren't you, Amy? You like that water warm or cold? Or
when you initially jump in, warm is good, but as you continue your workout, cooler is better. I hung up my Speedo several years ago. I swam competitively as a little kid through high school, so haven't really done a lap since.
Elite Gymnastics Academy. And again, they're right next door to each other. They opened on May 1st, 2007 in Burnsville, and since then they served over 4,500 families. They've doubled their gym space. They've expanded their programs. They've built their reputation for excellence, and they've seen their staff grow as well. So Elite Gymnastics Academy, it's competitive gymnastics, trampoline, and tumbling programs for boys and girls ages 18 months to adults.
They also have weekly Zumba classes.
That might be good for me.
Might be good for me. Maybe I should check that out.
Well, you know, when success breeds success, and the Elite Academy seems to be getting it done here. I believe they might have commingled their entrance too, because they've got gymnasts and they've got some people with the swimming shirts on as well. Again, they're just located right next to each other. Oh man, look at that.
Great upper body strength.
Little known factor, I don't know how soon to be more widely known, but Burnsville's police chief, Eric Giesecke, was a competitive Division I gymnast. And when you look at him, you can kind of tell. I mean, he's a very coordinated person, but he's also a very disciplined person. And I think that gymnastics does that for you. It just gives you that level of discipline. And you can tell some great young gymnasts in our future here. Looking down the parade route, we've got
Devani's. They were voted best pizza in Minnesota by WCCO TV viewers. Devani's has 21 metro locations, including Burnsville, and has served the Twin Cities area since 1975. They have a wide variety of food to choose from, including pizza and hot hoagies. For their locations and a full menu, visit devanis.com. Their lasagna is really good, too.
Makes me hungry just to even think about it. Footsteps Dance Studio coming up next. And they'll provide a little bit of a show here, it looks like. They offer ballet, point, jazz, lyrical, tap, hip hop, and dance line They've been in Burnsville, in business in Burnsville for 14 years, and they were actually voted Best Dance School of 2008 by the readers of the Burnsville magazine. They're proud of that.
Cub Scout Pack 204 from Echo Park Elementary School.
Echo Park, it's I believe the only 196 school that's located in the city of Burnsville, but certainly a very active member of the Burnsville community. Burnsville High School Theater Guild coming up next, and their fall play is Urinetown. They're also going to be offering Arsenic and Old Lace, the One Act Festival, and Shrek. And the Burnsville Theater Department is, as you can tell, they're kind of going all out here as we look down the parade route here with that huge dragon, it looks like. They're in their 53rd season, and they produce 6 shows annually. In the notes that they provided for us, they're proud to mention that every production is supported through ticket sales and fundraising by students. So no funds coming from the school district budget as well. So that's just outstanding that they get that level of support. We've got a website, beyondthespotlight.org, if you'd like to learn more about their organization. And I know the Mraz Center at Burnsville High School is a busy place. I mean, there's always something going on there.
U.S. Bank is next. They're celebrating their 150th anniversary as a bank.
When you think about U.S. Bank, I think about another company that's really invested in Burnsville as well, and just within the last several years constructed a new bank property on County Road 42.
They also have a location on Burnsville Parkway.
Learning RX, they're a training center that gets to the root cause of any learning struggle, like attention issues, reading, math, and motivation. 5 years in Burnsville. They're actually located in Savage and Egan as well. Girl Scouts of Burnsville and Savage, always looking for new members. I don't know if they're passing out cookies here or not, but I mean, they're much more to the Girl Scouts than that, although that's what many of us think of when we think of the Girl Scouts organization.
They've been around for over 100 years.
And it looks like they have the strollers and the wagons out in force here this afternoon.
Darts is up next. Their mission is to create connections that enrich aging. Darts will celebrate 40 years of serving the community in 2014, and they want to thank all those in Burnsville who helped us become what they are today. They started in 1974 providing transportation and has grown to provide a variety of services that help older adults stay in their homes.
And isn't that something we really need right now?
It really is.
Up next, IGM Gymnastics coming up next. They're located in Burnsville, and they offer rhythmic and artistic gymnastics classes. And the programs are developed by their professional coaches. If you have open gyms, birthday parties, you name it. It's so much fun, the kids will flip.
Elect Roz Peterson for State House. Roz is running for the state representative in House District 56B, which includes Central Burnsville and Northwest Lakeville. She currently serves as the ISD 194 Board of Education Chair and works as a commercial realtor with Saran Properties. Roz and her husband Tim have lived here since 1987.
You know, is no election this year, but it's still looking forward to next year's election. I know that even though Roz Peterson doesn't live in Burnsville, she's about as close as you can get. I think she's literally a stone's throw away from the Burnsville border in Lakeville.
Should have 2 cities listed on her driver's license.
Burger Jones is an entrant in the parade. They're in there somewhere, we think. And they're, of course, located right along the
Burnsville colors. So let's go, Burnsville. It's awesome, and have a great parade.
Way to go, Roz.
There's our Burger Jones. Right on County Road 42 and 5. Screamtown.
It's that time of year for all the haunts.
Boy, this is a great parade for that. I mean, you've got October 31st, Halloween, right around the corner, and these are some fun things to go to. And Screamtown is another one of them. They've been going for 8 years, and if you want to get scared, head on over.
Augustana Regent is a 148-unit senior housing community for independent assisted living and memory care residents.
You know, they built a really nice location right along Early Lake, right by Day Park, just south of Burnsville Center. And that's another emerging need, not only in Burnsville, but just in the United States. Is and Augustana Regent is really a quality facility. We're at about unit 53 of an 80-some unit parade. Jim Skelly, Amy Burrell, here in the Burnsville Fire Muster 2013 version. Got a little bit of a light rain coming down here this afternoon. I know it's maybe it's hard to tell on TV, but it doesn't seem to be dampening the spirits of any of the people here today. We've got St. John the Baptist Catholic School. Of course, they're located right on the Burnsville Savage border, preschool through 8th grade. And they've been in business for over 50 years educating students. And they've got a strong community over there as well. I have to put in a personal plug that Jan Jurek, who's the Phi Ed teacher there at St. John's, a personal friend, and our sons actually play college football together. So I get to learn a lot about St. John the Baptist through that, and it's just really an outstanding school, organization, and church.
Volunteers for Will Morgan is our next entrant. Will Morgan helped make historic investments in our schools last session. He also worked to provide tax relief to homeowners, renters, and small businesses while freezing tuition at public colleges and universities in Minnesota. Representative Morgan is serving his 3rd term in the Minnesota House of Representatives. And last week he started his 23rd year teaching science at Burnsville High School.
You can see Will kind of working the parade route there in the lower corner, very actively enjoying himself out here this afternoon. a very likable guy. You can tell he's very outgoing. I believe right after that we did see the Burnsville Hockey Club come into the screen. And earlier we saw the figure skating program, and Burnsville Hockey Club is another quality organization, and they are involving students from kindergarten through seniors in high school in their programs, and they are definitely a key to the whole success of the Burnsville Ice Center, the Gary R. Harker rink. And they're a great partner with the city of Burnsville as well in a training facility at the former maintenance facility, which I believe has really helped to improve the overall quality of both the female and the women's and men's programs in Burnsville.
Cypress schools consist of 3 separate schools: Classical Academy, an elementary school specializing in advanced education; a classic Montessori preschool, whose slogan is, "If you're looking for more in a preschool." They also have a music and art school filled with exciting community classes.
Plenty more options for education here south of the river. I like that whole Montessori concept's an interesting and time-proven effective way for educating students. Right behind them is Cub Scout Pack 435, and things are heating up in their world. They'll have their Pack Compact camp out on September 21st, and the all-exciting Rocket Night coming up at Gideon Pond Elementary on September 16th. They've been in the Burnsville community for 35 years. You know, when I think of the Rocket Night or the all-time great Pinewood Derby.
Oh, yes.
That's another classic. I think many of us who had children in Cub Scouts wondered who had more fun, the scout or the parent. Ebenezer Ridge's campus is following up the Cub Scouts. They've really got a nice facility on the Fairview, the Ridges campus. They offer a full range of care: skilled nursing, assisted living, adult daycare, child care is even opening in September, memory care. And they have some new care suites at their campus as well. And you can tell they're investing, providing more quality services to the Burnsville community. They've got an annual boutique November 12th through the 15th, a fall fun run on October 12th, and they have an Oktoberfest as well. I know they've been a big supporter of the Burnsville public safety programs, holding fundraisers there for both police and fire departments as well. I believe that even Mayor Couts is going to be leading the 1 mile walk on October 12th. And following the fun run walk, they're going to have a grand opening of the new memory care. And and they'll also have their fundraiser for the Burnsville Police in the October 1st, 10th. That's Ridges campus, October 12th. You might want to check that out.
Durham School Services, they're a full-service student transportation provider committed to getting students to school safe, on time, and ready to learn.
You know, you say that sounds so easy.
It does sound easy.
Maybe not so easy. We see the big yellow buses out on the streets now as school's back in session, so please drive carefully. Berean Baptist Church, right along County Road 42, here in the Burnsville Fire Muster Parade. A 4-generation church. They've got a little something for everyone. They're kind of famous for their vacation Bible school. Hosts over 1,800 kids each night during the last week in July. They offer programs for all ages. It's funny, they mentioned that the Berean Baptist was founded by a small group of 13 people 50 years ago. I've seen photos of County Road 42 where Berean Baptist Church is like the only thing on County Road 42. I mean, they have really been around for a long time. Before there was a Burnsville Center, there was a Berean Baptist Church.
Minnesota Valley Transit Authority, MVTA. They operate a variety of transit services from Burnsville, including local bus service, connections to other buses to Eagan and Arapahoe Valley, and express bus service to downtown Minneapolis and St. Paul. The Burnsville Transit Station at Highway 13 in Nicollet also serves as a depot for Jefferson Lines buses, allowing residents to travel across the country via bus.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
They've really come a long way over the years, the MVTA. I believe it was 1994 when the Burnsville Transit Station was constructed, the former site of the drive-in there on Highway 13 and Nicollet. Schmidt & Sons, they've got their trolley here in the Burnsville Fire Muster Parade. It looks like fun. Maybe I want to rent that. I don't know. But Schmidt & Sons is a Burnsville-based company, although they serve the Lakeville area school district for student transportation. But they also, that's where it started back in 1952. But they have really expanded from there. Mini coaches, motor coaches, trolleys, you name it.
Valley Fair is next. They are the Upper Midwest largest amusement park, featuring 75 rides and attractions, including 8 roller coasters, Soak City Water Park, live entertainment, Planet Snoopy, and the all-new Dinosaurs Alive, which is an interactive dinosaur park.
I think Valley Fair might be something you're well suited to talk about as well.
We have a very good partnership with Valley Fair. A lot of visitors come to the area to take in the attractions and rides out at Valley Fair.
We're looking down 130th Street here in Burnsville on September 8th. It's a beautiful day for a parade, Burnsville Fire Muster 2013 parade. And I believe our next entrant is going to be Maury School of Dance. We might have a little time to talk about. We did have a page here for the Friends of the Burnsville Performing Arts Center, who I believe are walking down the route handing out items as we look down the parade route. And they've really done a great job raising funds for the Burnsville Performing Arts Center. Initially during the construction phase, $400,000, but which is nothing. That's no small feat. But they certainly have done a great job helping to move along the program there at the Burnsville Performing Arts Center. And I believe we briefly saw Wayne Helsketter there.
I believe he was in the red striped shirt.
Coming onto our screen now is Burnsville Hyundai, Luther Burnsville Hyundai, and another great business coming to Burnsville. And we can see some dancers there from Maury School of Dance. It's right before them. And they are another one of those dance powerhouses south of the river. And I believe they're still accepting students if dancers wanted to get involved with that.
They're in their 40th season. 40th year of business, I should say, not season.
Right along Burnsville Parkway and near the Savage border. Here's Luther Burnsville Hyundai, bringing the Luther brand to Burnsville on Buck Hill Road. And they are the only dealership for Hyundai located south of the river. And Burnsville itself is just really the place to buy a car. If you want to buy a new car, another great option there with Burnsville Hyundai.
Red Savoy Pizza. They are the winners of the JC's Best Pizza in Burnsville for 3 years.
Have you had their pizza?
Yes.
It's good.
It's very good.
I believe they're located right in the same shopping mall in the heart of the city with the Cub in Burnsville.
They have great thin crust pizza.
And that's what other communities say. Why is it that Burnsville has so many restaurants? And the people work in Burnsville and they want to go out to lunch, and that Red Savoy is definitely a place that people like to go. Custom Remodelers coming up next. A family-owned business. They're serving kind of Burnsville and kind of the wider area. And that is certainly something that, you know, many of the homes in this area were constructed in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And earlier we saw Darts kind of trying to keep residents in their homes. And remodeling is becoming a popular option for homeowners as well, to keep them in their homes and keep the quality of the housing stock for the next owner.
Save the date for August 1st, 2014 for Burnsville's Relay for Life. They're looking for volunteers to join in the planning and seeking new teams, survivors, and caregivers. Relay for Life is the American Cancer Society's signature event that celebrates the lives of survivors, remembers loved ones lost to the disease, and mobilizes communities to fight back against a disease that takes too many.
That is really a touching event, too, the Relay for Life. So August 1st, 2014, I believe that's what you said for the date.
August
so
1st.
People can mark their calendars for that. Here's Sandy Mason, state representative. See her along the parade route, the former Eagan, longtime Eagan city council member, and now represents the citizens of 51A. And in the eastern side of Burnsville, many of the over the years, the House seats have been combined with Eagan and Burnsville together, and Sandy Mason certainly has not been a stranger in Burnsville as well. So she has definitely reached out to and made strong connections in Burnsville as well as in Eagan. And again, no election in 2013, but this is just kind of you can't really miss the Burnsville Fire Muster Parade if you're a local elected official. And right behind Representative Mason, the Youth Dance Ensemble. You can see some real young dancers coming up here. Celebrating 33 years of dance education. And they've got a location right in Burnsville on Wood Lake Drive, 12237 Wood Lake Drive. And you can tell how dance is alive and well in Burnsville.
For all ages.
They offer competition quality dance and a non-competitive environment. Small class sizes, reasonable prices. Sounds good. They've got dancers from all around the area. Burnsville girls basketball following that one up. And the Burnsville program aligning their high school program and with the Burnsville Athletic Club, working together to try to promote and build the program.
They have a new coach this year, Coach Parr. Is excited to join the team. She's focused on what we can do for the community, volunteering, and tons of team building.
I know over the years, BCTV has been proud to bring Burnsville High School basketball to viewers. I think one of the things mentioned there is the close alignment with the Burnsville Athletic Club programs. The just the whole youth athletic scene in Burnsville is well organized and pulling in the same direction. So that's a real positive for Burnsville. So because they're competing in the South Suburban Conference, which is perhaps Minnesota's toughest for many sports, including the girls basketball program with the likes of Lakeville North and Eastview that are perennial state entrants. Here's Kraft for Congress coming up next. Earlier we saw John Klein. This would be the person that would like to run against him from the DFL side. Running the circuit. You know, when you want to run for office now at the state or national level, it's virtually a year-round commitment. And Tom Kraft is out here today. He's from Minnesota, born in Little Falls, grew up on a small farm near Staples, Minnesota. So he's out in Burnsville today trying to get people to know a little bit more about Tom Kraft. And Tom Kraft actually resides in Eagan, so he's a local resident.
We have Boogie for Jesus featuring the Godinator.
I wonder if that's the Godinator.
Looks like he could be.
Makes me want to know more about it.
Boogie for Jesus is a Christian dance ministry seeking to create a party atmosphere wherever they perform. Looks like they're having some fun out there today.
They've got quite the vehicle, too.
Quite the dance moves.
I mean, is that a disco ball in the front of that convertible?
Looks like it.
I mean, this is something you don't see every day. We're at unit number 76. We're almost done. So it's coming right to the end. And we've got the Burnsville 191 early childhood programs in the parade coming up next. And they've got high quality programs in District 191, offering children from birth age to 5 and their parents a variety of learning opportunities, classes, parent education. They do a great job. They've been in business for over 25 years. And they've got a great facility right in the heart of the city in Burnsville as well for all that to operate from, next to the in the Diamond Head area. So they've really got some great options for Burnsville families.
CenterPoint Energy, their vision is to be recognized as America's leading energy delivery company. We were talking before the parade about the new compressed natural gas vehicle. Jim, you said you knew a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I know that they're converting some of their vehicles to it, just a cleaner burning energy, more powerful than diesel. And CenterPoint has a large facility along the river here in Burnsville. So definitely they wanted to be out here today, I'm sure, to show their support for the Burnsville community.
I'm familiar with their Home Service Plus repair plan.
That's too bad.
It is too bad.
Sorry to hear that. Here's another big Burnsville company coming up next, RDO Equipment. And they are, I think they've got out a really quite an impressive vehicle, or number of vehicles coming up. They're 544K wheel loader and some remote trucks. They're located in the Lady Bird Lane area of Burnsville. They've been here since 1968, so that's pretty impressive run for RDO Equipment. And following them up, it looks like a fire truck. Which would be an appropriate ending to the Burnsville Fire Muster Parade.
I believe the fire truck is carrying the Fire Muster Board of Directors. The volunteer board is led by their chair, Mr. Tom Taylor. Jerry Zielinski does their promotions and public relations. Chuck Erickson and Brett Ledour are help with fundraising. Tammy Allen is the parade coordinator. I bet she was a little busy the last couple of days with the community parade and the fire truck parade. Bruce Sullivan is their treasurer. Jody Conding is the events chair. Linda Jones works on vendor relations, and Pat Henney is operations. A great group of committed volunteers to put on this 5-day event for the community of Burnsville and our surrounding area.
Which by all accounts looks like it was another successful year.
Very successful. And I believe they said that they're already planning for their 35th anniversary next year, 2014.
Well, that'll do it for the 2013 Burnsville Fire Muster Parade. Certainly a nice showing of what's happening in Burnsville. As we take one last look at the Fire Muster Executive Board coming through. Again, I think you mentioned it, Amy, but just a great showing of volunteerism as well by the people that put together this outstanding organization. And the rain held off. We had a great day here along the parade route.
Great parade weather. Burnsville perfect.
So, as Amy mentioned, next year you got a year to plan now because it's the 35th anniversary coming up next year, Amy. So we'll have to make plans to be back here again next year. But until then, I'm Jim Skelly for Amy Burrell. Thanks for watching the Burnsville Fire Muster Parade from along the great parade route here in front of Gideon Pond Elementary School in Burnsville. So we hope you enjoyed the coverage here on BCTV 14. Until next time, have a good night.